Alright guys, so y'all see me the evolution of me and my FX Impact M3. And now that I've been shooting it, I've got it, got me a nice pellet tuned in good. I'm ready to give my opinion of the M3. Alright. Now, I had the M2 Sniper in a 700 millimeter barrel, and as you can see, I still got some slugs here from where I've been shooting slugs, all right, on the 22 caliber. And I've been shooting slugs probably for about 2 years now. So when I first got the M3 in 17, and my initial thoughts of it, I said, oh my gosh, I didn't really, first I blamed the gun, then I blamed the pellets, then I blamed the caliber. All right. So first thing I did, of course, I went and ordered a new probe assembly, because I was going to take my Supreme Heavy 22 caliber 700 millimeter slug slinger barrel and my dual flow port and switch it all out, right? And I said, let me just go on and get this one, because when I hooked it up, now I already got one pin. I got a pin set up already, but everybody's talking about this one. This one, I looked it up. This is the one that Nielsen designed, and I think I like it better. So I figured as long as I'm gonna change it out, I'll use this one. So I ordered a new one. And then I was gonna change it all out. That's how I felt about I said it must be the caliber. Maybe it's just the caliber. So I was gonna change it all out, y'all. But since then, I found out that I had moisture in my air, because at the same time that I bought the gun, I bought the G9 manual pump and was pumping. And the G9 was putting moist air, even though it came with a filter and all that stuff. The filter was trash because it was before the pump. And I had bought another filter, but it was a smaller filter, and I think it was getting air in it. Eventually it wore out. It wasn't a big tower or nothing like that. So I was getting moisture in the gun, and it turned out that's why I was shooting so terrible. But now I've got the monster set up, and it's shooting better than I was shooting the slugs out of my MK2 at 40 yards. At 40 yards, I can destroy this. I did 10 pellets in this. That's where my M3 is at now with the 177. The one thing that did worry me, and that I'm still gonna have to get used to, is the penetration. See, so I thought that the 177, from everything I've read, it's got more penetration power than a 22 caliber. It's not a bigger hole, but it's a deeper penetration. So I'm shooting these at 850, just like I would shoot my slugs. I would shoot my slugs at about 9 something. About 950, 980, I shoot the slugs. And If it was a 25-yard target, that's going to pass through. If it was a 40-yard target, it depends on where I hit them. If it was a headshot, I might find that somewhere down in the spine or in the hind leg or something. It traveled. So I was thinking that this 177 at 850 probably would pass through, but it didn't. It sits in there, dumps the energy, and at 40 yards, you might put a flesh wound on a squirrel if you don't hit him in the right spot. So I showed that video also. So that's something I had to get used to. But now that I'm headshot accurate, I know it'll crush a skull, so I think I'll be fine. As long as I'm headshot accurate, it's fine. Body shots are, you ain't hitting no heart. It ain't penetrating. So you want to collapse that lung and, cause a bleed and everything. You burst the lung with it, but it ain't hitting no heart. It ain't getting that deep. So that's something to think about. But headshot accuracy, man, this thing, now it's a laser beam. It's a laser beam. So this year setup, I want to say that this is better than the MK2 because at 40 yards, I can put 10 shots in a bottle cap all day long with a red dot. I could do that with my MK2, but I need a sight on it and with the slug. Now with my sight on there, and I got a really good sight, scope, it's all day. But this is a red dot. This is much harder, and this is a 3 times magnifier. So it's much harder to aim at the same spot, which you can tell I don't aim at the same spot, but I can aim at this bottle cap. It's big enough to where I can make sure my red dot is on it and hit it 10 times. So if I was to put my scope on this, it'd be a needle gun. It's a needle gun after that. All right. But right now it's a laser beam with the holographic sight. It's lightweight. I can easily get a shot offhand with it. Whereas with the slug power and everything that the MK2 has, you get a jerk. This don't jerk. This just so I can sit with my elbows on my knees and hit anything in the yard with this now. Anything in the yard, I can hit it. So now I'm well pleased with it. I got me a lightweight system that I can get set up right away, take offhand shots, and hit. Now, that's what I wanted this to be, and that's what it is. So now what do I do with this? Because now I'm not gonna convert it into a slug pusher. I was gonna convert it, y'all. I said, what the hell? That 17 caliber is for the Europeans. We don't need that in America. And I ordered me a new probe, and I was gonna set it up as a slug pusher. I said, this thing was set up as a slug pusher from the start, and that's what it need to be. So I was gonna set it up like that. But now I'm like the old English chaps, and I'm getting headshots at 40 yards with the 177. Except I'm pushing like 20 joules. That's my English accent for y'all. Because I got a 177 and I'm laser beaming. Laser beaming. So I earned the right to talk like an English chap. That might have been Irish. I don't know. You know, they can tell the difference between the accents. But that's where I'm at. I like it. I like it. It's good. It's good. Now it's tuned in. I know to keep moisture out of it. And I shot all the moisture out of my bottle. Man, this thing is laser beaming now. And one thing I did change though, because I figured out I had way too much hammer spring for the reg setting that I had. So I'm still shooting it at 850, but I've brought it down. I brought the hammer spring all the way down to 8. All right, the hammer spring at 8. My regulator pressures are still the same. I'm still at between 80 85 and everything. I didn't touch the regulator pressures, but I did get rid of a whole lot of hammer spring. I mean, I was just using all that hammer spring for nothing. So my quick tune is now at 2 3/4. My hammer spring is now at 8, and I'm still just almost wide open. You can see my 4th line, and I'm still turned back on it. And that's pushing this JSB Monster redesign at 850, probably averaging about 844. And that's a 13.43 grain pellet. So that's my new 177 job, y'all. I like it. I like it. That's my review. I'm finished. You know, next I'm going to order some of those slugs, some Nielsen slugs. He's got 12 grain and 15 grain. So I'm going to order a couple of boxes of those, and I'll see if this thing does any good with slugs. Maybe when I get some time, I'll set it up and I'll see how well it pushes slugs. But I watched a couple of YouTubers and they said it's no good at shooting the slugs. But you know, you always got to find out for yourself, because every gun different. Every gun different. Mine might be a slug slinger. So that's what's coming up next. But as far as the review with the pellets and everything, yeah, it's a laser beam with a laser on it. So yeah, I don't have the best sight on there. This is a holographic sight, and at 40 yards I can put 10 in a bottle top. So my conclusion of the M3 is it's a good buy. It was a good purchase. M177, it's good. It's quiet, and it's easy to handle. I got it small, backyard friendly, backyard shooter, and a lot of squirrels and rabbits are gonna fill the freezer with this. All right, y'all, I'm out. GoPro, stop recording.